Hello artists! For this week's project, in honor of Thanksgiving coming up in just a few days, we're gonna make some fun turkeys on the move. I'm gonna show you how you can draw your turkey step by step and how you can use some simple lines in different directions to make it look like the wings and the feet are moving. And you can decide what kind of movement you want your turkey to make. Maybe your turkey's dancing, maybe your turkey's doing some exercise. It's your choice. So I'll show you how you can make that happen in your drawing. For this week's project, all you need is a pencil to draw. You need a white piece of paper, any size will do, and some sort of materials for coloring. Crayons work perfectly fine. If you have markers, you can use markers, or of course you could always use colored pencils. So let's get our materials ready and get started on our moving turkeys. Okay. Before we start to draw, you're going to want to take your white paper and you're going to want to turn it horizontal across. That way you have enough room to fit not only your turkey, but the feathers that go behind it. You're also going to want to decide how many turkeys you want to make in your picture. If you want to make one turkey that's just big in the center, then of course you can do that. Or if you wanted to make multiple turkeys in your picture, kind of like I showed in my second example before, then you need to know that ahead of time so you know how many places you want to start drawing on your paper, because you don't want to be right in the middle if you're going to be making more than one turkey. So I'm going to start by making one turkey in mine. So all I'm going to do is take my finger and I'm going to pick my starting spot. Now remember, I'm drawing with a marker so you guys can see. You should draw with a pencil in case you make a mistake. Once I have my starting spot, I make a little dot, and we're going to start by making the head of the turkey. So I'm gonna draw all the way around a nice size circle for my turkey's head. Take your time and go slow. This is for one turkey. If I was gonna make two or maybe more than one, what I would do is I would take my paper and instead of starting right in the middle, I'd move a little to the side and I'd pick my starting spot once and then I would move over again and make a second starting spot because I'm gonna draw more than one turkey. So that means I'd start by making more than one circle. That's the only difference between the two pictures, is just leaving space in between and drawing it more than once. So it's your choice if you want to do one big turkey in your picture or if you want to make multiple turkeys, 2 or more. All right, now that I have the circle done for the head, we're going to go on to the neck. I'm going to go right underneath and start by making 2 straight lines. I'm going to connect those 2 lines with a wavy line right underneath so it almost looks like the start of the turkey's feathers. We're going to make the body of the turkey and we're going to make a rounded body. So I'm going to go right at the edge of the neck and I'm going to curve down and around like I'm making another circle. If it looks more like an oval, which is a stretched out circle, that's perfectly fine too. We're also gonna go right underneath the body and we're gonna make the start of the turkey's legs. So I'm gonna make a little square here, leave some space, and make another one on the other side. Now that we have the head and the basic body shape done, we can go back and give the turkey its face. So the turkey has a beak for a nose because it's a bird. So I'm gonna go right in the center and I'm gonna make a triangle for the beak. I'm just gonna turn it sideways. Remember, a triangle has 3 straight sides. So here's my first side, my second, and my third, okay? Now right by the beak of a turkey, there's this little red part that hangs down. That's called the wattle. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add that right by the nose or the beak. So I'm gonna make a wavy line that comes down and a wavy line that comes up. And I could do that one more time. Wavy line down, wavy line up. There you go. And above the turkey's beak, we're gonna make the eyes. So I'm gonna start with a little dot and a circle around the outside for the white part of the eye. If you have a different way that you want to make the eyes for the turkey, or maybe you want to add eyelashes or a different kind of eye, that's perfectly fine. It's up to you. Now here comes the fun part where we get to make our turkey on the move. So you have to decide what kind of movement you want your turkey to have. Do you want the arms to be going up or out to the side? Do you want them to be kind of curved up? Maybe they're doing a ballet move or jumping jacks. Maybe you want to make the legs like they're running. Are they going to be bent or are they going to be straight out? You have to decide what kind of movement you want your turkey to make before you begin. So I'm going to make my turkey kind of dancing. So I'm going to make his arms and legs all different types of ways. So I'm going to start by making one wing up, because remember, the arms of a turkey are wings because it's a bird. So I'm going to start on one side, and I'm going to make my line for the start of the wing in the direction I want the wing to go. And I want this one to go up. So I'm going to draw the line up because I want his wing to be up in the air. I'm going to then make the curvy, wavy lines at the end and come back down to end the wing. Now he has two wings, so I'm going to go to the other side, and this one is up. I want this one to come out. So again, I'm going to start by making the line in the direction I want the wing to go. I want it to go to the side. I'm going to make the wavy end of the wing and then come back to connect it to the body. There we go. He's got one wing up and one wing to the side. Now I'm going to come down and I'm going to make his legs. And the same thing, we're going to make the legs in the directions you want them to be. If you want them to be straight down, you make a straight line. If you want them to bend, we're going to bend the line. So I'm going to bend my first leg. So I'm going to go down and up. The line bends. I'm going to repeat it one more time so that it becomes thicker. And then I'm going to make a little W at the end for his feet. So that one's bent. I think I'll make this one straight. So I'm going to make this one come down twice so it's thicker, and the W at the end for its feet. And there was my moving turkey. Now, if I decided to have two turkeys, I can make them do all different kinds of movements. They don't have to be the same. So here's a couple other ideas. Here's two in this picture. Maybe this time I want to make it almost like a ballet move, like their arms are up over the turkey's head. So I'm going to curve my line up, make the wavy end, and curve my line down. Maybe I do it on the other side too. Curve it up, wavy end, and back down. There we go. Maybe for this turkey, I want to have one of them down by the body. So I'm going to come inside to draw the line, curvy end, and back to the body. And then maybe I'll have this one pointing up. So I'm going to go in the direction I want it to go, curvy end, and back down to the body. And of course, I could pick different legs too. Maybe these legs are straight. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Maybe his legs are bent up. Maybe he's jumping. 3. He's jumping in the air. 1, 2, 3. Okay? There's lots of possibilities of how you want your turkey to move. And whatever movement you're trying to make, you're just going to start the wings and the legs by drawing the line in the direction you want it to go. You could even kind of think about what you want your turkey to be doing before you make the wings and the legs. Maybe it's dancing, maybe it's playing a sport, maybe it's doing ballet. If you think about what you want your turkey to do first, then you can kind of decide what direction you want the wings and the legs to go so it matches your idea. Now, the one thing missing from our turkey is the feathers that go behind him. Turkeys have the big fan of feathers that go around the body. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to start with a straight line out on both sides. Now look what happens. I hit my foot. If I hit something, I stop and I pick up where I leave off. I can't draw through it because we don't have x-ray vision. We don't see through things. It would be really cool if we had x-ray vision, but we don't. So when we hit something in our drawing, we have to stop and pick up on the other side because we can't see through what's in front of it. Now I'm gonna continue upwards to make the curve of my turkey's wings or feathers. So I'm gonna curve up again, stop if I hit something, I hit my wing. I'm gonna keep making the curve around his head and back down the other side. This gives me the basic shape of the feathers. And then all I'm gonna do is go inside that shape and make some lines to separate it into different sections that I could color in different colors for my turkey's feathers. Real easy. And I stop when I hit the end of the feather shape. Don't go past the line. Now, if I was making 2 turkeys, the only difference is I just have to do it twice. So here's the one we were doing before. I start at the end of the body on both sides. I curve up, stop if I hit something, pick up where I leave off. Same thing for the second one. Make my curve, up and around, and then I go back and make the lines for the feathers. And they are done. Now I got some moving and grooving turkeys. So you can have more than one in your picture, or just one is perfectly fine. Once you have your movement turkeys all drawn, you get to choose your coloring materials, whether it's crayons or markers or color pencils or a little bit of both, and you get to color in your picture. And you can make a background depending on where you want your turkey to be or what they're doing. So I thought my turkey looked like he was dancing, so I put him in a little dance hall. He's got some music notes coming from the radio and a disco ball, and he's dancing up a storm. And I thought these 2 turkeys looked like they were kind of doing some exercises, so I had them outside doing some exercise with the blue sky and the green grass. It's up to you how you want to color your turkey or where you want your turkey to be, so you make the background that matches your idea. Whatever you choose, color neatly and completely. Usually for turkeys, the colors you see the most for the feathers are reds, oranges, and yellows, sometimes a little bit of brown. So you can keep that in mind when you are coloring in your turkey. And of course, their body and their wings and their head is always brown. If you want to, you could even make the little curved lines to make it look like there's feathers on the body. You could even make some lines, the little dashes, to make it look like the feathers, the lines and the feathers behind the turkey too. It's up to you. Take your time on your turkey projects, have some fun, get real creative with their movement. Remember, you can make whatever movement you want. Just draw the line in the direction you want the wings and the feet to go. Can't wait to see what your turkeys look like when they're finished.